Hey everybody, I just want to talk a little bit about a thing that happened the other day. So there was a complete and utter power outage in a massive, massive region of Rotterdam. And I thought to myself, it is incredibly calming. Once the lights were off and the internet was off and everything was just gone, it was incredibly calming. So I put up some lights, relaxed, and felt a sense of calm that I hadn't felt for a long time. After a little while, I decided to take a walk with a friend. And as we were walking, the whole street was dark. But the one thing I could distinctly hear was kids running around everywhere. Why am I saying this? Because I think it's an incredibly beautiful thing. I've been walking out in this same neighborhood for days, months, soon a year, and I almost never hear anything like it. And this was at 12 o'clock, sorry, at 10 o'clock in the evening. So it was dark, dark. It wasn't like there was no light pollution. There was barely any cars. It was dark, dark. The second thing I heard was a bunch of adults sitting outside, talking loudly, and laughing as the kids were running by. And I thought, there's something incredibly beautiful in this, and there's something we're lacking so immensely nowadays. And that's a sense of community. And that community spawned within a few seconds of the lights being out. That's an exaggeration, yes, but within an hour, the whole neighborhood was out and doing things and talking to each other. And the kids were playing and being kids. Yeah, you could hear some distinct ones. The internet's out! What are we gonna do? And one said, I don't know. And they started running around. You had women in the street that was fearful of the dark. Suddenly they turned back into women. Talking on the phone with their dads. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm like, the feminism just went out to them within 0.2 seconds. As I was walking around, I noticed people were just overall happier. And that's come to a conclusion of, I've come to two particular conclusions here. One, the internet is not always your friend. Electronics are not always your friend. A lot of the things that makes it more efficient for us to live also makes it less human, in a sense, for us to live. And when I'm saying this, I'm not saying that you can't get your clothes manufactured, etc., etc. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is finding the most amount of efficiency just to squeeze out every single drop of efficiency in your life isn't going to make your life worthwhile. It's not efficient to sit and talk to your mom for 3 hours. It's not efficient to go out on a date with your girlfriend. And it's not efficient to run around with your kid in a park for 5 hours or go to the beach. But it's incredibly necessary. It's necessary for our mental health, which is deteriorating rapidly. And it's necessary for just a community and a human connection. And number two, we've lost that particular aspect. That community that used to be church or any gathering or the whole village coming together for a marriage or meeting the merchants that came into the docks, seeing the foreigners from abroad in different silks, even the colosseums and the executions. We've really lost that. I don't know any of my neighbors. And I think this might be maybe a European thing. Maybe your Americans have it nicer in the sense like that, but we don't know our neighbors. We barely know anybody that lives around us. And honestly, most people don't really have friends nowadays. And so I think these two particular aspects, really, it was really a shine, like a bright light as the dark fell. And I just wanted to have a little conversation about this, and also ask you guys, how do you feel community has affected you? Or has it affected you, the lack of community? Has it affected you to have no real friends around, or no real people you can count on? Moving away from your family, you don't really have anybody that's familiar in that sense either. And kids not running around, the play is not there. How has this affected you? In whichever walk of life you've taken, if you don't like kids, if you love kids, if you don't like knowing your neighbors, if you want to know your neighbors, if you want to have a larger community, please do pop your comments in the comment section below, and I'd love to have this talk with you guys.